Hey yo, what's up? It's your boy Mo coming to you with another video. Today, this video is going to be about a little bit about my story, about where do I come from, what are the things that I went through in my life. This is a special video, man. You're gonna get to know me a little bit more. You're gonna get to understand my mindset, how it was formed, what has shaped my personality a little bit, and why I'm doing this. This video things, you know. So, so let's get to it. Let's get to it. I'm from Morocco, from a middle class family, born and raised in Morocco until 18. Middle class family, really not close to poor, middle class. You know what I mean? Like most people in Morocco, at that time, at least at that time when I was younger, the dream when I was younger, the dream was to get out of Morocco. That was the dream. You make it when you get out of Morocco. You know what I mean? At least, I mean, back then, I'm talking about freaking, I don't know, man, 15, 20 years ago. Today is a bit different. It's still a third world country, but it's a bit different, yeah? There's a bigger opportunity now. The country is really in its way to development and everything. It's a beautiful country to visit. The food is amazing. The people are generally amazing, very welcoming. Looks like I'm making publicity for Morocco here in this video. It's not what I want to talk about. Anyways, okay, let's fix this lighting here because cool. So I'm raised in a middle class poor family. Um, you know, just raised with everybody else. You know, trying to study, to go to get a career, to make it in life. My parents were good. My family is good. They raised us on good values, respecting others, believing in God, doing good, being successful. You know, trying to be successful at least from their perception, from their view. You know, everybody at that time, still today, I think, people believe that going to school, having a degree, perhaps being an engineer, doctor, or a lawyer, this is what makes you successful. You know, that was success. You know, once you hit those goals, those careers, you're successful, and that's it. That's how life is. So this is what was the attitude at that time. So I went to school like everybody else, primary school, high school. I was not like a crazy talented student. I was just an average student like everybody else. Even though I was talented in sports and in languages, I really because I liked them basically. I was good at them and I got great scores. Actually, I was the best in class. That's just because I liked that shit. I liked English because it connected me to the world. So I was good at English. I liked French as well. I liked, like sports. So I was good at languages and sports, nothing else, you know. So, so just average student. Then I went to university after high school. I went to university. I went to study biology just because I went there. I really didn't know why did I go there. It was just one of the choices that I had available. Because if you want to access a university, you need to have a certain degree, a certain like grade at the end of high school. And if you don't have the best grade, well, your options are limited. So I went to biology. I really didn't know what at that time. I was so lost. Like most people at 17 years old, 18 years old, most people are like freaking lost. They don't know what to do with their life. They're listening to the opinion of their families, of their, I don't know, friends, whatever. But people don't have the right principles, right idea to make the right choice. So I was one of the crowd. I just went to that university trying to test, seeing what's up. I hated it. I hated it. I literally didn't go to class. I went to class a couple of times. I really hated that shit. Hated the vibe. People that were studying there, very few of them liked what they did. Very few of them were actually there to be there. People were just roaming around and trying to figure out life at that age. You know what I mean? You're really stupid at that age. You know. Anyways, so after that, I just decided to do something else because I was not enthusiastic about it. I didn't like it. So I just started working some small jobs, some hotels, I think, and then I started studying Spanish. I started studying Spanish because at that time I was just drawn towards the Spanish culture, you know. Spanish culture is very different. It's very unique. The language is unique. Everything is unique. So it's one of these things that you get attracted to. I was attracted to that culture, and I wanted to know more about it. So I studied the language. I had some of my people from my neighborhood that they were in Spain, and they were illegal. They went as illegal immigrants, risking their lives to get there. And so when they came back, they came back, and I liked the way they talked. I liked the way they dressed. I liked everything. I liked the vibe, the stories they were telling us about it. You know what I mean? So it was just attractive. So I started studying that language, and I've put an idea in my head. I said, "Hey, I want to study this. I want to go to Spain one day. I want to go to Spain one day, live there. Discover the country, make a life. I don't know." Because from Morocco at that age, everything outside Morocco looked very bright. Europe, the US, everything looked very bright, everything more advanced. And it was, and in many sense, in many areas, it was really more advanced than what we had at that time. So that was it. I decided I wanted to come to Spain. I think I made a video about this, telling how I came here. It was not that easy. It's not that easy to get out from Africa, from an African third world country to Europe, especially at that time when I was young. Your family needs to have some money. If you're just a middle class family kid or just poor family, they're not gonna give you the visa. It's not like you can just take a boat or plane and travel. It's not that easy. Anyways, so things happened, things came together, and I had the opportunity to come here. So I studied. I did I did like 1 year to prepare for the exam, the last exam in high school, like in Spanish. I did it through a school that was in Tangier in Morocco. That when you do that exam, if you succeed, they give you like a small degree that gives you access to the Spanish universities. That's what it did. I wanted to go study that. I really didn't know. Up until this point, I was still lost. I really didn't know what do I want to do with my life? What do I want to study? Do I want to study or no? Everybody was pushing you towards study because that was the road. You have to study. You have to get a degree in order to have a good life, in order to have a job. That was the idea of everybody. Everybody thought that you had to study, to go through university, to have success, to be like a person. There was no other option. So I did that. I was still operating with that mindset. So I came to Spain and I went to Granada. First city I will come here is Granada. I went to study mechanical. No, not mechanical. I went to study computer engineering. I really didn't study shit because I didn't like it. I went to school, to university. First of all, I didn't understand shit. I didn't understand what the teacher was talking about, because the way they speak in South Spain is so different from what I learned before. Because I did 1 year studying Spanish in Morocco before I came here. But when you come to South Spain, they speak so fast and they do not pronounce some of the letters, like the S. So you're like literally just looking at the guy talking to you like, what the? And you're supposed to understand all these programming language and physics and stuff. And I didn't understand nothing. And on top of that, I was young, first time, in Spain, partying, just no discipline, no clarity, no nothing. I basically was just losing that time here. I was just, not doing much, just partying a lot. That was the only thing I was doing. And maybe going to the gym. Yeah. So after that, it didn't work out. So I decided, hey, I'm going to go to another city. I'm going to start a new career. This time I thought about everything. I said, damn, I need to study something I like. Yeah, something that has a future. That's something that has possibility, potential, blah, blah, blah. So I went for mechanical engineering because I thought that mechanical engineering is somehow related to mechanics and cars. And I like cars. Mechanical engineer has nothing to do with cars. If you're trying to study mechanical engineering in school, it has nothing to do with cars, by the way. I mean, it's all about physics and math. Maybe they show you a little bit how engine works, but it's not really specific about cars. I hated it. I hated it. I didn't fit that. I was still up to this point. I didn't understand myself, and I didn't have the balls to explore outside of what society has programmed me. So I was just there. I went there, and I spent 3 years literally going to that class, trying to work as hard as possible to understand the lessons, to do the exams. Man, I did horrible. I did horrible during the 3 years. I was succeeding at some stuff, but I was in most cases I was just failing at these subjects. And one year after another, I was just getting depressed. I didn't like it. But at the same time, like if I didn't do it, if I didn't succeed doing that, I'm supposed to be a failure, you know. And what did I know? I was young. I was 20 years old at this time. 20 years old, I think. What did I know? I listened to my family, to what society says. Oh, you have to study, you have to become an engineer. You're going to have opportunity in Morocco. Morocco's a lot of companies are coming to Morocco. Then you're going to need engineers. You're going to be rich. I mean, what the, you know? I chose that career for the wrong reasons, for absolutely the wrong reason. This is a mistake that a lot of youngsters make. They listen to their parents. Their parents are old school, operating with old rules. And most likely, they don't even like their lives. And they're forcing these rules on their kids out of fear, because just afraid that their kid is gonna be out without a job. What is this? Why people are operating from fear? God is the provider. Why do you fear? If you're good, if you want to make money, you need to be successful at something. You need to be good at something, extremely good at something. And in order for you to be good at something, you need to love it. You need to like it. You need to do what you love and what you like, because you're going to have to work long hours doing this thing to become one of the best. You do not become one of the best just by working a little bit. You need to work a lot, put all your attention. You need to be creative in doing this. So you need to do something that you like, that you love. Okay. So now I was there studying this mechanical engineer thing. It came a point that I couldn't go anymore to university. I was sick of it. I had enough. I was getting depressed. I was literally studying with these guys that I didn't fit with. They were like, nothing bad about them, but it was just different. I was more of an active guy that I wanted to do physical activities. I was interested in martial arts and fighting. I was interested in sports. I was interested in being strong. I was interested in different subjects that these people didn't talk about. These people didn't go to the gym, didn't work out. They were just all about the little books and the mathematics and this and that. And nothing wrong with mathematics. I liked mathematics, by the way, and I was decent at it. But they were just about studying. The life was different. You know what I mean? Completely different from who I am. Because up until this point, I was training. My whole life, I was just training. I started with karate when I was young, and during all these years, I was finding a way to keep training, to train. You know, actually, when I went to Cordoba, to this city, to study mechanical engineering, I signed up to my first Muay Thai gym. I signed up to this gym and I started training with them, and I went to competitions with them. I took the South Spain gold medalist in Muay Thai. Then I took Spanish championship in Muay Thai, you know, and so I was fighting, I was studying this thing, I hated it. I decided to quit this shit. This is when real change in my persona started happening. When I sat down on myself and I was looking at the years I've spent in universities, with the first university in Morocco, then the second one in Granada, then this one in Cordoba, I was fed up. I was like, this is not what I want to do. I need to decide what I want to do. And at this age, I started to listen to a person, to a coach, actually, to a life coach, a success coach. The guy passed away. God have mercy on his soul. He helped me so much. His name is Bob Proctor. I think a lot of people know him. He's very famous in the self-help industry. I was listening to this guy. I found him on YouTube. It was like the wise granddad that you go to for wisdom and for faith, you know. And when I used to fear, I used to listen to him, and I would literally calm down and I would regain my faith and my hopefulness, you know. And I was listening to another guy, crazy guy, but very talented at what he does. His name was Arash Dibazar, full of tattooed guys. And I used to listen to him because he used to talk about a lot about relationships, about attraction. And as a young guy, you want to listen to that. You know, you're curious about the subject, attracting the females and how to deal with them and all that. That was very interesting to me because it was about psychology. And he talked also about success, about becoming a masculine man, about all this. And he was, I think at that time, he was a black belt in jiu-jitsu. So I really appreciate this is the type of things I was attracted to. Men that were strong, that had ability to fight, that were wise at the same time, attractive to females, you know, successful. So I was listening to these two guys, and then I think my level of faith has grown. I picked up my first book at this time. I think it was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Started studying it, reading it. And then I decided, hey, for the third time, I'm gonna stop university again. I'm gonna quit this thing and I'm gonna do something with my life. It was a process, long process of introspection, of trying to understand me, trying to understand, put goals, and really design the life that I want to live. And it was not easy because my conditioning was holding me back. All the conditioning that I had didn't allow me to actually imagine or just decide what is it that I wanted to do with my life, because I wanted to be free. I wanted to be free. I wanted to have money. I wanted to do something that I liked. I wanted to be strong. I didn't want to be tied to a job, to an office, to a boss. I wanted to be free, you know, and I wanted to be strong, and I wanted to be attractive, and I wanted to be able to travel, you know. But when I sat down and I decided to write the goal, I couldn't write exactly what I wanted. So I put some goals, but they were not exactly what I really desired. So I put, I don't know, I put like, I want to earn 10,000 euro per month, and I want to be able to move around, stuff like that. But anyways, my level of strength, of faith, went up a little bit because I was listening to these lectures. And so this is here when I decided, I said, what, you know what? I like sports. I'm talented in Muay Thai. I wanna keep doing this. I wanna keep doing the sports, the Muay Thai. I'm gonna do something related to this. I was fighting. I was thinking that at that time to become, you know, to become a world champion, all that. But I got a serious injury at that time because I had a stupid coach at that time that didn't really take care of me and didn't really teach me properly how to protect myself against injuries. And I didn't know he was a bit of a shady person at that time. You're young, what do you know? You're stupid. Young, really naive, you don't know. But really motivated, you know. And I was training a lot, and he forced me to do some stuff that actually got me injured at the end. And I got my tendons injured real bad, and I couldn't box anymore. I couldn't box. I didn't box for 1 year. I couldn't like throw punches for 1 year. So I got, you know, you get a little bit maybe sad about, depressed, let's say depressed. I don't like to use this word, depressed. Sad a little bit about it. And, you know, I stopped boxing, stopped training Muay Thai for 1 year. So I said, hey, if this happens to me, and I'm planning to become a world champion, live off fighting, if this happens to me, I would be literally jobless, homeless, with no food, with no money. And on top of that, because I'm an immigrant in a European country, in Spain, if I did not have a valid reason to be there in this country, like a student or a job, I would be kicked out from the country. So basically, they would throw me back to my country with no degree, with no money, with nothing. I would basically just lose, because I would come back to my country and with nothing. And I've spent all these years trying to study, trying to figure it out. And up until this point, my father was financing my study. He was to send me some money to pay the rent, to buy food, to buy for transportation. That's always about it. I had very, very, very little money to live with. You know, I barely bought any clothes. I barely had money to buy anything, you know. At that time, life was less expensive than what's now, trust me. So And so I said, I love sports, but if I get injured, I cannot live off sports. I cannot live off fighting. So I need to do something else. I need to be smart about this. So I said, anyways, I like to be in the sport business. So I'm gonna have a gym. I like this shit. I'm gonna have a gym. So so I decided to find a way to do that. I'm gonna have a gym, or I'm gonna have online income by doing something. I really had mixed up ideas, but I wanted to have a gym at some point. At some point, I wanted to earn to be able to have a gym. Maybe that was the idea at that time. But anyways, long story short, I said, you know what? I want to go study. I want to learn about the sport business, so I'm gonna go study. I'm gonna go to the sport university where you study about sports. And man, so I discovered this university, and I understood that I needed money for that. I needed, like, at that time it was a big amount of money for me, at least. Never worked up until that point. And so I decided to find a way to make that money and go to that university, get the degree, and hopefully learn how to build a business related to sports. That was the idea. What did I know? So long story short, I figured out a way to find the job somewhere else. It was in Ibiza. It was a sales job. I went there. It was very hard. It was very hard because we were basically just selling tickets and selling venues by night to tourists and stuff like that. It was a hard job, and I went there. I just took a plane and went there. I had like courage now at this time, so I just decided, hey, I'm gonna quit this career and I'm gonna go there, find a way to make money, get the money necessary for me to go to this university, this other university, and learn about the sport business. Big mistake. I went there. I actually made the money to register to go to this university, but I went there, but that was a wrong decision to make, because I was still operating with the old paradigm. I was still operating with fear, and I discovered that shortly after I went to that university. I went to Ibiza first. I made the money. I think it was like, I don't know, maybe 9K or something like that. Maybe the university was like 6K, something like that. For me at that time, it was big money. So I remember the first day I went to Ibiza, I went to this job. I swear to God, the first day I made 30 euros working the whole day. I made 30 euros working. So I made calculations, 30 euros multiplied by 30. This is not enough. I wouldn't be able to pay rent for this. I was living in Ibiza for 6 months. I had to live there for 6 months. Long story short, I learned from other people that were doing the same job. They were better salespeople than me. So I learned from them and started making money. So eventually I learned how to make it. I made enough money to go to that university in this other city. So I went there to study the sport business. Paid the money, went inside. First of all, that was my first success. That I took the step forward, I took the step. I got out from the old ideas and I went to this other place to figure out a way to make money, which I've never done. I was not sure I was going to make this money. To go to that place, actually, the guy who gave me the idea was just a friend of mine. He told me, hey, you speak languages, you can go here and work this job and you get commissions and make money. I said, okay, let's try it. I just went there. I was not sure I was going to find a job. I was not sure I was going to be able to do this. And I just went there. And I went there and I found the job, and it was super fucking hard, but I made it happen. Made the money, came back. At this time I was still studying the books, studying Think Grow Rich, As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, stuff like that. Increasing my faith, increasing my knowledge, my mindset. Anyways, but at the end, I still made that decision to go to that university. And it was a wrong decision. I was operating with old paradigm. I went to this university. I probably went to class for 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks max, and I decided to stop. Because what I saw with the new awareness that I had at that time, that this was a waste of time. And this university was 4 years. 4 years of university So at the end of this 4 years, you get a degree. But then when I started getting more aware, I was looking through all the subjects that I was going to study in this university, and had nothing to do with business. It had nothing to do with sport business or making it. It was bullshit, man. Basically, they used to teach us stuff that are actually irrelevant to sports, not even relevant to sports, irrelevant to sports, just to fill up the year. You know what I mean? That's how big of a scam university is in most cases. They would just fill up the year with some subjects, and I go to class, I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about? This has nothing to do with sports, man. What? Like, what? Why are you teaching? Why are you talking to me about this? I'm here to learn about sports. I'm here to learn about the sport business. I'm like, fuck. I'm wasting my time. I wasted my money. I'm not going to waste my time. Out. I'm out of this. So I got out of this university, dropped it, started looking for a job by night. I was working as a waiter, working as security by night, trying to figure out. And then I decided the opportunity came, and I saw an ad on how to build an Amazon business, how to build an Amazon online business. I'm talking about 10 years ago. This is when Amazon didn't exist in some countries, probably not even in Spain at this time. So at that time, so I took the course, started learning about Amazon, spent the rest of the money that I had on this course, and then, man, I discovered that I needed more money to buy merchandise from China, then label it, do everything, send it to the US to sell it. So I started learning about this business, and I actually, made some progress because I got merchandise. It was related to sports. Actually, it was some bands for knee braces. So I was making these knee braces in China, labeling them, everything, sending them to US to make sales. But I really didn't make any sales because I didn't understand much about marketing. I was making few sales here and there, not making money, actually just losing money. It was my first business. But hey, I made the step, I made the step forward. But at this time, I said enough. No more universities. That's it. I'm fed up with this shit. I want to become a businessman. I understood that to become a businessman, you need to learn about business. To go to university to learn about business, most cases is wrong, because the guy that is trying to teach you about business, he doesn't have a business. He does not have a business. And even if he has a business, he does not have a successful business. Most teachers do not have a business. They have theory. They know about it. They never done it. So it was a scam. Yeah, you cannot come and try to teach me something if you didn't do it yourself. I don't care how many books have you read. I don't care what have you done to learn all the information. You need to do it. You need to have the results. If you want to teach me how to be fit, you need to be fit. I need to see you fit. It's not like, oh, I was fit 10 years ago, or I read about it, I know all about it, but I'm fat, skinny guy trying to teach you how to get muscles and how to be fit. No, man. Forget about this shit. Okay? So, started Amazon business, lost money on the Amazon business. I went back to Ibiza to get some more money because I started to get good at this job and make some money during summer, and so to finance my business again. And then I was still training. This time, I'm still training, doing some weight training, doing some kickboxing. And by this time, I was already doing kickboxing. Still in the martial arts. Martial arts was always my life, always part of my life. Always learning about it. So after this, I actually decided to go back to fighting. I said, why not? Let me just, I don't know, I'm gonna do this Amazon business. This is what I like. I want to make money online. This is gonna give me freedom. And then even if I get injured, if I fight and get injured, I'll still have money. I'll still be okay because I'm making money online. It doesn't matter if I get injured. I can't make money with the fighting. So I started looking around, and I said, who's the best coach in Spain? Who's the baddest guy when it comes to fighting in Spain? And at this time, I did Muay Thai for a long time, and I did kickboxing also. And so I discovered that I found out one guy. His name was Rafi. It was a very good fighter. It was probably the best, if not among the best fighters in Spain. At least for me, I liked his style. I liked that he was creative. He was not just a stuck-up fighter that does the same thing again and again, but he was a creative fighter. You know what I mean? He did different things. He would hit you with something that you wouldn't expect. And this is the type of fighting that I like. I like the artistic side of the fighting, not just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 until I break you down. I want to see some crazy moves and some you know what I mean? I want to see the art, the beauty. So I actually discovered that he was here in Marbella. So I came to Marbella. That's why I came to Marbella, by the way. I came to Marbella to train with him. I came here, I met him. I came to train with him. I didn't know anybody here. I had one friend here that I knew from work. And so I came. I didn't have no job, no nothing. I was losing money on this business, on this Amazon thing. But I was still going with it, trying to figure it out. I came here, started training with him for a while. I ran out of money because I was losing money on my Amazon, on the fees, on the storage fees, on all this shit, on trying some marketing strategies. So I had to find a job. I had to find the work. Started looking for work. I was without work here maybe for 3 months, something like that. So then an opportunity showed up with this marketing company. So I went there. This marketing company, they explained to us that they were selling, they were actually inviting people to open trading accounts with a brokerage house. So that was the job. It was a sales job. You have to call people, you have to sit on the phone, sit on your ass for 8 hours, calling cold leads, and try to convince them to open a trading account with this brokerage house because somehow they're gonna make money. It was a horrible job, by the way, but it was good at the same time because you practice your selling skills. You know, you have to have tenacity. For any sales job, you have to have real tenacity. And you need to know, but if you have a sales job, it's very important that you need to investigate your product. You need to make sure that your product is something that you would actually buy, that you will recommend to your family. You need to make sure that the company you're working with is a solid company. If you're selling some fake shit, something that you wouldn't buy, trust me, you're going nowhere with that job. You're going nowhere with that company. That company is going nowhere, by the way. Don't get deceived, because there's a lot of sharks out there. Anyways, I learned a lot in this job. Long story short, with this company, I stayed with them for a few years until I became manager. I actually became manager because I was good at it. I was an active man. I was good at it, and I needed the job. I started making some money, some decent salary at that time. At least for Spain, it was decent. It was maybe close to 3K, 2.5K, something like that. And I was still training, and I was still trying to make this business of mine work, this Amazon thing. But slowly, this is when I made one of the biggest mistakes in my life. I started chasing money. I literally started chasing money because in this company I started I was manipulated, by the way, by this owner of this company. It was an older guy. He had more experience and he was very good in manipulation and sales. And basically, he painted an image for me that I would make money, I would become a partner. This is the opportunity. This is the thing. This is, And I was also chasing money. I was a young guy, never made so much money. So I started. I liked the idea of making money. I had responsibility. I was starting to help my family in Morocco at this time. Started to help them financially because my family back home had some problems, and I had to step in and help them financially. And so I was doing this, and slowly my persistence with the old business, with trying to figure out how to make this money online with Amazon, started fading away because I said, okay, I'm making money here. I'm gonna one day become partner in this company. I'm gonna make money here. I don't need to worry about Amazon, blah, blah, blah. And it was the biggest mistake I've done in my life, chasing money. Because when you build something, a business for you, you're the only owner. You're the responsible for its success or failure. But when you go work for somebody else, don't get deceived. Don't believe that this is your company. It's not your company. It's the other person's company, even though they make you feel it's yours and you're part of the team and the family. Do not trust that. It's still not your company. You know, these owners, they can make any decision in any moment, and all the work that you've put in this company, hoping that it's going to give you some great reward at the end, could go to zero. You end up with nothing. This is exactly what happened to me. Long story short, I was in this company for 4 years maybe, or 5 years, and it went to zero because of some mistakes that this owner made, and he got into trouble with the law, and I don't want to go into details, and I ended up with nothing. This company failed, ended up with nothing, not because of me, but it just happened like that, and it was a big mistake that I made. I didn't stick to my business, and I abandoned it to make money somewhere else in a business that was not mine. This is what happens to people that chase money, by the way. People that chase money, they get into the wrong business, they follow the wrong people, partner with the wrong people, make the wrong decisions, ignore the family, ignore their health, ignore the kids, ignore the self-development, the growth. Why are we so weak in front of money? We are so weak as human beings in front of money because society paints and gives you the image and the idea that if you have money, no matter what, you're successful. That's it. If you got a bit of cash, you're a successful guy. No. You're far from being successful. Successful is being balanced, having money, finances, having relationships, it's having your health, your mental health, your spirituality. You have to be a balanced person. Money is not going to ensure that you have happiness. You can have a lot of money and still wake up and have a shit day because your life is shit, because you feel like shit. So I made that mistake and I learned from it. But at the same time, in this company, I've learned about trading because we were selling trading accounts to the people that we were calling. I actually started learning about trading, and I did a master degree in trading at the end of my time working with this company the last year. I started already learning because I felt that this is not going nowhere. Started learning about trading. At this time, I also didn't really I was training, but I didn't really focus on the training because again, I was building this company. I literally became the manager. I was putting so much work in this thing, you cannot imagine. Like I went there 9 o'clock in the morning. I sometimes get out from the office at 9. I was putting in a tremendous amount of hour and effort in this company, hoping to one day I'm gonna make a lot of money, then I'm gonna be free, then I'm gonna live my life and do everything I wanted to do. Stupid. No. I didn't stick to my plan. I didn't stick to my Amazon business, and I didn't stick to the training. Also, it was hard because I had to succeed at this job because I had the responsibility now to help my family, and I couldn't just risk it and go train and try to make it as a fighter. You know, even though I was training at that time, it was just hard, and I didn't have the knowledge, the strength, and the faith to jump ahead and move forward. But don't worry, if you do not have the faith, you do not have the strength, life is gonna push you. Life is gonna come and it's gonna teach you those lessons. This is exactly what happened. That company failed. I ended up without the job, and I just started working on the trading thing, trying to become a trader. And it's what I did. I did that master degree in trading, and I started trading. I think I made a video also about my experience with the trading. You can check it out. Man, but well, I learned a lot also from being a trader. I learned a lot about human psychology, about discipline, about how our psyche affects our body, literally. And so I was trading. I went back to training a little bit. Started training again. But trading was hard because I didn't make no money. So I started looking for jobs to support myself during those years that I was learning about it. So I did that. I was working different jobs. I worked so many jobs, from being a manager in a company with 50 employees and making some money, some decent money, to literally put all that money in my education and in funds to trade. And during 3 years, I was just losing money. Close to 4 years, I was just losing money. So I lost all the money that I've made up until this point. And so I had to figure out work. From being a manager, I had to, again, start working again. I worked as an agent for real estate. I worked, I went to manage real estate, new company that somebody opened and didn't work out. Then I went to sell alarms. I literally started selling alarms in the street with this alarm company here. And I think I did other jobs. I think I went to Ibiza also back to work again, the same job that I did when I was younger. But this time it was no way. I couldn't handle it anymore because I've grown up and I couldn't do the same stuff that I was doing before, even though I made some money there, but it was horrible. It actually was very uncomfortable going back to that environment. Again, that environment of partying, of nightlife, and I literally was getting angry there. And I didn't really like it. I got in trouble with the people that were employing me. We didn't get into an understanding because I was too much of a rebel. I didn't get along with them, honestly. Even though I finished that season there, made some money, came back to Marbella, but at the same time, I was still trying to figure out the trading. Probably the trading is the hardest thing I've done in my life, and I've managed to get some success. I managed to get 2 funding companies to give me an account, 100K account, another one is 25K account, and I started making some money with the trading. So I started making some money with the trading, and at the same time I started coaching. 1 year into the trading, I started coaching already people into the martial arts, into the fighting. Because the only thing that stuck with me during all these years is the martial arts, and is the training martial arts. It's just something that I loved. Again, and if you love something, make sure you stick with it. Make sure you do it. Try to make it your hobby. Try to make it your job. Try to make it your business, because you're gonna succeed. You're gonna excel at it naturally. You know what I mean? You're good at it. You love it. You're gonna spend your time doing it without thinking. I understood that very late. Don't make my mistakes. Don't get attached to money. Money will come if you're good at what you do. Especially in today's economy, where you can have direct access to the market, which means direct access to the people through this video, through YouTube, social media. You can just open your social media, show your skills, show your talent, and people will come to you for help if they feel that you can help them. You know what I mean? It's not that difficult. Go for what you like. This is what I would tell my younger self, my 20 years old self. I would tell him, bro, forget all this crap. Trust in you, trust in God, and go for what you love to do. Stick to it. It's either you win or you die. And you're going to make it. Trust me. If you love it what you do, you put the work, you're going to make it. So long story short, I started coaching at that time. I managed to make it to become a successful trader, profitable trader. And at the same time, I was coaching people just to make some money also. And but then I discovered that I couldn't do the trading anymore. If you want to understand why I discovered why I couldn't trade anymore, and this was one of the hardest decisions of my life, one of the hardest tests of my life, which I'm grateful for right now, looking backwards. It was God testing me, preparing me for what I do right now. And you can watch the video about trading. And so I stopped trading, and then I decided, hey, again, back to the basics. What is it that you like to do? Who are you? Who are you? I'm this. I'm about training. I'm about mindset. I'm about growth. It's what I like to do. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. This is the only thing that I'm going to do. Coaching. And it was hard for me to stop doing other stuff, especially the trading, because that was my gateway to success, to make millions and this and that. And I never thought I could make millions with coaching. And with fighting also, I didn't think I could make millions because first of all, I was getting older a little bit. But at the same, that's not the reason. But at the same time, my ideas about fighting started to change. I started to get wiser, and I didn't see the value of beating somebody for money. Like literally, I'm a Muslim man, and I'm a man of I have values, and if I have these values and I respect them, and I respect myself, I need to follow this. I'm not gonna believe in something then not follow it. You know what I mean? I don't half-ass nothing. It's either I'm doing this or I'm not doing it. It's either I'm your friend or I'm not your friend. You know what I mean? It's either I'm honest with you, or because I want to talk to you, or I'm not talking to you. You know? I'm not gonna half-ass. I'm not gonna pretend. So the fighting, beating somebody, physically hurting somebody, causing him permanent damage in his brain and eyes, and for money, it just didn't click with me anymore. I still love fighting. Trust me, I still love to fight. I still spar every week. Look at this. This is just from sparring. Now it's better, but before it was more. I still love this shit. And I'm probably gonna compete in jiu-jitsu very soon. But hurting somebody for the money is an idea that didn't click with me anymore. So I was no longer attracted to fighting, But but the coaching, helping people, slowly started to make more sense to me. Like when you bring me somebody that has zero skills, zero strength, close to zero confidence, and I take him and I put him into a training program, and after 6 months I build a completely different person, strong, confident individual that knows how to fight, that have strength in him, that can talk confidently to people, that have a correct mindset, that eats healthy, that doesn't drink, doesn't have vices, doesn't smoke, doesn't engage in self-sabotage, negative activities. Man, that's a very fulfilling thing, And I've just discovered this recently, and I'm loving it, I'm loving it now that I'm coaching people not only into the martial arts, not only into the fighting, but into more of a holistic coaching approach, that takes into account your fighting skills, obviously, because I believe every man should be able, must be capable of defending himself and his family. If you do not that as a man, if you're not, there's something lacking in you, bro. There's something lacking in you if you cannot say, I will defend my family, And I don't care if you say that, but you don't train. Like if you don't train, if you've never been into a competition fight, or if you've never tested yourself in a fight, and you think, I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna beat somebody. No, you're not gonna beat nobody. Wake up. You're not gonna beat anybody. You don't know shit. You don't know what you don't know. You do not know what you don't know. You need to get your ass to the gym, get a coach, or go to a group class, start learning, and then test yourself and see. Like martial arts are a humbler, is an equalizer. It brings people's confidence to the right spot. Some people overestimate what they can do into a fighting situation, to a life or death situation. Bro, trust me, if you never fought, if you're not trained into the martial arts, I've been doing martial arts for 20 years. More than 20 years right now. A lot more than 20 years. And if you ask me, tell me, hey, can you beat this guy? I'm like, it's possible. I can tell you, yes, it's possible, but it's possible that I would lose because that anything can happen into a fight. You're not immune to failure. Even though I've trained for many years and I'm very good at what I do. Very good. But so the people that have no experience in fighting and they think they're badass, they're just fucking delusional. Wake up. Okay, I lost the point, what I was saying. So now my coaching is more of a, it takes into account more than just the fighting skills, but the fighting skills, the mindset, the health, the nutrition, the physique, the habits, the successful habits that everybody has to have. So basically what I do is I build a human being, I give a human being a foundation, a program that builds into him a foundation of a strong, capable human being that can go and kill it anywhere he wants to go. You know, this is what I love to do at this moment. For the first time in my life, I can say that I found complete balance. I feel whole. I feel that I'm doing something that has a lot of meaning. There's something that actually could bring me millions, because helping people, changing people's life is very valuable. I literally had just changed somebody's life completely. Some guy that he was into weed, into pornography, bad habits, bad health, destroyed, smashed mental state, and in 6 months he's a completely different person. Completely different person. He gained 15 kilos of mass. He was very skinny at the start. Now he has a decent. He's literally a different person. Like the before and after picture, like it's completely two different people. So, and the mental state and the confidence is completely different. So this, I know that this is super valuable. I know that this could bring me millions, and it will, hopefully with the help of God. But at the same, most importantly, I love what I do, because I work I'm working in a field that I like, and I'm impacting people at the same time, you know. So now I'm stuck only with I'm not stuck. I'm grateful. I'm privileged to have discovered what I want to do, which is the coaching, you know, and this is what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of my life, probably, just helping people, just growing myself, learning more, and passing on all the lessons that I've learned from life to others. So this video was a bit too long. So I hope that you enjoyed this story, and thank you for watching. If you watched the whole thing, and if you have any question, write me in the comment. Follow me on social media, Instagram at moe.marshallfitmind. You can see my daily routine there in my story. You can see how I live my life, how I train, how my clients progress, and yeah, man, let's keep it going.